Good morning. Today, 5th August 2024, we are going to discuss editorials of The Hindu. Today's quote, success is not result of spontaneous combustion. It is the result of hard work, perseverance, and learning from failure. This quote was given by Thomas Alva Edison. Sometimes people feel it is just because of some rapid motion success is achievable. Success is not because of that. You need to work hard. You need to put your efforts. No matter whether people are observing or not, you should have the integrity and you should learn from the failures. In the process, you will face a lot of failures. When you are working hard, you will face a lot of failures. You need to learn from them. You need to understand what is good, what is bad for me. Then at the end, success comes. Success is nothing but at the end, the process. Success comes at the end. During the journey from starting to end, you will enjoy a lot. So you should adhere to that. Thomas Alva Edison, he tested almost around thousands of bulbs and finally he succeeded with the light bulb. So the world would have been darkness if he didn't invent that. So we should always have these qualities. These are universal ethical values. First article here, it talks about the psychology of extravagance. Recent display of wealth by billionaires during run up to recent held family wedding basically is talking about Ambani's wedding shows how they are showing up their money capacity, and it gives indication that they are living under clouds of grandeur and inequality and excessive poverty. Economist Nitin Kumar, Lucas, Thomas Piketty, and Moll in their study in March 2024 that titled Income and Wealth Inequality in India 1922 to 2023, the rise of billionaire Raj informs us top 1% of those billionaires hold income and wealth 22% and 40%. Suppose say 100 crores are there, top 1% holds 22 crores. That means rest 78 crores are held by 140 crore, almost 100 crore population. That is very bad. In real terms, top 1% possesses average 5.5 crore wealth, while bottom 50 and middle 40 holds 17 lakhs, 96 lakhs respectively. If it is not convincing, then top 10,000 people have the wealth of 22.6 billion wealth. What is difference between wealth and income? Income is what you earn through. Wealth is what you attain. Sometimes income can become wealth. However, wealth may attain through just because you born to your father who is very bad rich, very bad rich. So that is a wealth. Even more shocking point is that 90% of the billionaire wealth in 2022-23 was held by upper castes. Other backward classes owned less than, OBCs owned less than 10%, scheduled caste meager 2.6%, whereas scheduled tribe didn't find a mention. Niti Aayog several times reported they brought 13.5 crore Indians out of poverty between 2016 to 2021, where they have taken a multi-dimensional, nutrition as a component indicator. In a report, State of the Food Security and Nutrition, that is by international organization, including World Health Organization, it stated that 56.5%, almost more than half of the population unable to afford a healthy diet. Average cost for Asia in terms of purchasing power parity is 4.22 purchasing power dollar. Dollar value, let us suppose say 80 rupees. 4.22 means it comes almost around 330 rupees. So to be specific, 79 crore people in India are not in a position to spend 350 on a daily healthy food. Massive 600 million, that means almost 5,000 crores wedding by Ambani's. They haven't mentioned Ambani name, so recent marriage only they are referring to. Maybe this wedding can be contrasted with just 1,271 crores. A leading business group, maybe Tata, spent on corporate social responsibility in the financial year 2022-2023. So you can see they spent too much on wedding, but very low on corporate social responsibility. This amount itself could have contributed a lot to the poor people. There is a reality. See, there is a distressing reality. What motivates billionaires to spend several times more on this extravagance than for social welfare? What makes them? American economist, you might have heard his name, Wellman. He put one theory, the theory of the leisure class. So, theory of the leisure class, they state they want conspicuous consumption, means consumption should be obvious. Be, this conspicuous consumption denotes their reputation to these gentlemen of leisure, and they want to put their wealth in evidence, and the aid of the friends and competitors by giving that valuable presents and expensive feast and entertainments. So remember this theory of the labor class, theory of sorry leisure class. The scale of extravaganza is deliberately kept. Why it is deliberately kept? So this is no one can emulate them. So no one can come above them. This is pecuniary comparison, wasteful. Not even like good comparison that motivates this wealthy narcissist to stay above rest through wasteful expenditures. Author says Veblen analysis explains data showing wealth. The political philosophy by Michael Sandel examined the mindset why they make the rightful expenditure. So he tells in his book, Michael Sandel tells in his book The Tyranny of Merit, he blames entitlement mentality of the rich for their claim to have absolute ownership of their wealth and freedom to splurge it, freedom to utilize in the way they want it. To reach this conclusion, absolute ownership and then freedom to use the money the way we want. So he uses two theories: John Rawls' negative argument and Frederick Hayes' affirmative argument. As per negative argument of John Rawls' theory, no individual can stake a sole claim into success because success depends on fortunate circumstances in real life for which one cannot claim credit. Let us suppose say recently in Sri Lanka, economy entirely collapsed. Business would have collapsed. It means they are not solely working. So they are working in the society. They are depending upon the society. If society spends, then only this businessman get money. Otherwise, if society is not spending, so their business will be gone and they will be gone bankrupt. This is what John Rawls theory states. Frederick Hayes affirmative argument states successful are obligated to contribute to common good. So they have to contribute to the society, which makes successful people. Sandel even argues they refuse to recognize the realities highlighted in these two arguments that led rich to believe that their talents, they have the rich has the talent that made them to to the market to have more money, whereas poor deserve the fate because they don't have the merit, they lack the merit. Author says Sandal is one way right. It is because this is the entitlement mentality of the rich that justifies their right to spend the resources in wasteful manner, and then, as per the whims of the elitism, it is not just to enhance their social capacity among the peers, but also look down of the economically disadvantaged people as losers and make them feel them almost unwanted. These extravagances are hotbeds of classism. It displays the class where poor and ordinary are deliberately excluded because all the members of lower class may be entertained in different day. It reminds them that they are poor. So it is billionaires' magnanimity that they have hold. It is their greatness that they have hold these things. But what is one thing we need to remember is lower classes seem to have undervalued themselves. They always take lower value because they don't have money, and they always take to the lowest position that they are in lower in status, and believe that upper classes have absolute right to its wealth and wasteful expenditure. Even international paper covering wedding mentioned above, it quoted like middle class mechanic in Mumbai and billionaire spending his money to spend on its own children. So basically, what it want to say is the mechanic working there, they want to get road cleaned, they want good roads, they want good condition, whereas billionaire doesn't care about all these things, they just care about how to spend money. So that is a stark difference between the rich and poor. Even sociologist Lamont speaks about the middle class peculiarity in her book, The Dignity of the Working Man. She writes a large section of the middle class American, the white blue collar workers. She tells more about, these people believe that those who work hard, they will earn money, and they don't believe about, like they just come about the sky, they worked hard, then they came through it. She writes about that. For example, for almost 25 years, 25 a millennium and a half decade ago, Quran issued a radical statement: rights of the underprivileged. uh, it told that wealth is God given, rich only hold it as a trusteeship model, and on behalf of the poor. That means both those who supplies the wealth and the deprived, those who do not have, they are recognized right in that trusteeship model. By introducing this doctrine of trusteeship, using the word right in place of charity, Quran not just redefined the idea of the wealth ownership, but it also extended rights of poor to bring them at par with the rich in every aspect of life, thus restoring their dignity. Quran even suggests human miseries and happiness result from circumstances and randomness. So these things are not existential; they are circumstantial randomness. This is what Sandel means. Just because God gave you, or just because by birth accident or because of fate you become rich. So you should understand these things. So just because of the grace of God or accidental birth or mystery of fate, so you have become richer. So you should understand the empathy. You should understand, feeling towards the people. You should help them. That's what it says. Uh, Finally, author says Michael Sandel's moral philosophy soon will be get into minds of the rich people, and then they definitely work with the poor people of the nation. So let's see how this works. But this is a good article. A lot of authors have been mentioned, and Webber's theory. This is very important. Theory of leisure of class, theory of leisure class. So this is very popular theory. Even someone is buying a watch of 10 lakh means they want to show their status. At the same time, they want to enjoy. They want to show their status. This is a theory of leisure class. So next article, it talks about Gaza. Gaza is facing one serious issue called polio. Polio virus has been found. So this article we will discuss in detail. This is not from war perspective. This is from health perspective. United Nations Office for Disarmament Affairs, it describes biological weapons. What are the biological weapons? Biological weapons are those that cause diseases or toxins that kill human, animal, and plants. What is nasty thing is war itself is a very big nasty thing. It affects all of them: human, animal, plants, and whole economic, economic and ecological kingdom, and it kills people in en masse, that means in large number. We often tell that death of animal, plant in the context of climate change, and we know that remains of these explosives and building debris even cause toxic effects. They cause long lasting, and it impacts on the next generation also. This is separate from this war, biological war, whatever it is happening. This is separate from whatever we are generating the waste, footprint of armies in motion, plus uh, large carbon footprints. Climate change can also cause a harmful environmental condition, and then they cause some disease causing microbes. Chemically toxic outcomes of the war diminishes the people, and it makes the states very poor to respond the challenges, and this dysfunctional environment persists and becomes a more threat. The operation of conflict can become killing blow by bombing hospital, blocking medical aid, cutting off water, electricity supplies, such as like recently Israel is carrying war on Gaza. So this is what happening there. All medical infrastructure has been demolished. People from northern Gaza has been shifted to southern Gaza. They are staying in shelter homes or whatnot. So there are a lot of issues. Israel health ministry told it had found poliovirus particle in sewage water flowing in Gaza. The wastewater which is flowing in Gaza, they found poliovirus particle. Even they reported Israel Defense Forces responded to this by campaign to vaccinate soldiers in Gaza and those slated to enter the territory. Those who are in Gaza, they told they will vaccinate them. Israel Defense Forces said it is not recorded any poliomyelitis, but this is not an outbreak. They are outrightly rejecting, but this is a debatable statement. Now, what author says is around only one third of Gaza hospital, 36 hospital are functioning, even critical healthcare facility inaccessible to a lot of patients, healthcare workers impacted by violence and evacuation orders. These Israeli bombs devastate hospitals, civilian shelters, ground forces, even restricted access to medical aid. Gaza is not likely to be diagnosed with this polio infection, except by these aid workers who are staying in shelters. Those shelters also already overcrowded. Second thing is poliovirus is a human pathogen. It can only found in human cells of the body. So virus cannot be found in other animal reservoirs. It can go through human also. If Israeli researchers they told they found poliovirus in Gaza sewage water, that means virus must have gone into the people, those who are residing in Gaza. Health Ministry of Gaza declared there is an epidemic and infections are course unknown because now testing is not happening. Only 30% of the hospitals are functioning. The rest 70% of the hospital damaged. Even these 30% also have meager, very meager, small quantity of medicines and all other facilities. Even see Type 1 polio virus, it is present in Pakistan and Afghanistan, that too in rural villages. Decade-old practices has been carried out across the world to eradicate polio virus. But it is very sad to know that it is spreading in Gaza. So now virus is believed to be this type 2. There are three types of viruses that are type 1, type 2 and type 3. It varies from, its impact varies from one type to another type. If medical condition Gaza do not improve with urgency, infection may win and one more territory, and then even it may win another territory. Israel also can become, survive impactor of this polio virus. According to this global polio survey action plan, the capacity to detect and respond poliovirus detection, it is depending upon states within the country. Now Gaza already impacted by the war, they don't have any machinery, they don't have any people to work on these things. So it is most likely that the poliovirus may spread. Poliovirus is not forgiving. Why? Because COVID-19 it came and it dented local hospital infrastructure in Malawi and Mozambique, and their entire hospital structure has gone. After 3 years of COVID, polio virus appeared there. See, their hospital not there. The same is case happening with Gaza also. Gaza hospital gone, testing is not happening. Israel is telling there is no polio virus, but after 1 or 2 years, it will be certain that there will be a virus. That's what author is telling. World Health Organization recorded, Gaza immunization program 99% in earlier year. In 23 months, 2022 they recorded 99% immunization. You might have seen pulse polio program, such a campaigns. Now it has come down to 89%. Now present condition we don't know, it would be lower than that because a lot of people are displaced. Israel claimed that they have delivered 30 lakh vaccine to Palestinians in Gaza since they began offense in October 7th October 2023. Israel Defense Force also continued to its military operation and it instructed soldiers to steer clear of this consuming water in Gaza. So these soldiers, it is clear that now Israel know about this thing, and then they told soldiers to drink bottled water instead of whatever water available there. Israel damaged, destroyed water infrastructure in the Gaza city, and they cannot treat the water there. Even one of the author, Marwa Dowdy, he told raw sewage water flowing into the sea. He told children are playing in the that sewage water. That means sewage water also contains poliovirus that might have spread into the people. Some public health experts in Israel are claiming that the ceasefire should be brought immediately because Polio epidemic may impact both Gaza and Israel babies. World Health Organization General Director Tedros, he also told World Health Organization is sending more than 10 lakh vaccines to the Gaza region. Ultimately, what author says is Israel continues to deny these requests, and they sustain to live in this harmful condition of millions of Gaza. So it is equally likely because of biological warfare. Whatever warfare they are carrying is ammunition warfare. Now this is biological warfare. They are clearly killing by denying that there is no virus. Next article here, it talks about balancing competition and sustainability. Competition Commission of India looks after competition in India. It maintains healthy competition law. This is good article. We know we evolved from the barter system where we don't have any money, we just exchanged goods. Today we came into digital marketplace. So markets are centers of these economies. Market work on the forces of supply and demand. They are responsible for price determinants and consumer preferences. Climate change disturbs supply side of the market, and it leads to mismatch in supply and demand. And when supply demand mismatch happens, there is a consumer demand and improvement in the overall economy or deprivation in the overall economy, whatever it may be happening. In 2023, SEBI, Security Exchange Board of India, they gave a framework for corporates to report sustainability. The framework for business responsibility sustainability report, this is given by Security Exchange of Board, SEBI, to corporates. This tells companies to account their value chain, environmental impact. They should enhance their transparency, combat greenwashing. What is greenwashing? Whatever they are including, it should be green. They should not, throw away greener policies. Ensure these sustainable benefits permeate through this value chain. Value chain means product will be taken from farmer location, at the end a product processed and supplied to consumers. During this process, a lot of things will be happening. Each and every process they do some manufacturing activity, they add some value addition process. This process may generate a lot of carbon dioxide. This process may generate a lot of harmful gases. So all these things should be sustainable. That should not cause harmful to the market. It should not cause increase in the priceness. But all these things, this is called sustainability, framework for business responsibility and sustainability. When you see global, in global scenario, competition authorities expressed a doubt about competitors need to neutralize the potential disadvantage of pioneering change and also reach sustainable goals. Many authorities were hesitant to embrace this sustainability. Why? Because when you bring the sustainability, two companies are there, company A, company B. Company A brought sustainability, company B brought no sustainability, and company C also there, they brought also sustainability. These two companies will collude means they will become together. They will tell we are bringing sustainable policy, we are incurring a lot of cost, so they will reduce their production, they will increase the price. Then what happens, there is a price distortion between the two companies. So these are the negative things will happen. That's what our authorities were thinking. However, what author says is authorities must focus on encouraging companies to pursue these goals, and authorities must assess the cooperation where enterprises can demonstrate objective for sustainability goals. Actually, they should help. Japan's, he gives example, Japan's Anti-Monopoly Act, it approaches toward realization of green society. These guidelines are brought to help private business to navigate themselves in horizontal collaborations. Those who are situated in similar location, it will help them. Suppose a company A making boots, company B making shoes, boots special type, cowboy type. This is shoes. This is Puma company C. So they all will function and they will all be benefited from this horizontal projection. These guidelines suggest most activities seeking environmental sustainability are unlikely to restrict competition, right? So this even it leads to pro-competitive effects, and it results to consumer benefits when these companies are going. So instead of damaging, it will benefit basically. Even European Commission also published a draft report on guidelines of horizontal agreements. Now this has become specific section on sustainability agreements. This, like, in this European draft agreement, if they entail any serious restriction, competition in the form of like restriction on the object, how much need to be produced, how much appreciation in the price, what is the negative effect, then only authority can take action, or otherwise there is no issue. These objectives can address climate change, reduce pollution, they limit the use of natural resources, promote a resilient infrastructure and innovation. While several countries across the globe are including sustainability in their policies for competition law in the form of a coup between competitors, Competition Commission of India that looks after productivity and to maintain the competition, healthy competition in India can also explore on these sustainable policies and its evaluation. India has ambitious target, even pledged to achieve net zero emissions by 2070. But in 2023, it ranked fifth in terms of contribution to the global warming. It is very sad. Competition Commission of India chairperson told Competition Commission of India will look into sustainable policies for markets. Competition Commission of India (CCI) also noted information sharing may be required by businesses to ensure the information should be shared between them to fair distribution of products and services, so that each and everyone can work on the same platform. The Competition Act 2002, on which Competition Commission of India works, which is a statutory body, it built safeguard to protect businesses from sanctions. Why sanctions will be imposed? Because someone follows uncompetitive policy. Competition Commission of India considered such businesses were necessary to address concern arising from COVID-19. COVID-19 also impacted. Competition Commission of India, they religious advisories where these companies or enterprises can be exempted, and collaborations for sustainable goals or greener technology innovations are necessary or proportionate. These can be exempted, right? Under Section 49(3) of this Competition Act, CCI may take measures to promote competition advocacy and awareness also. CCI also participate in formulating economic policies that will touch upon the competition and sustainability. In pandemic, the Competition Commission of India issued advisory and acknowledged COVID-19 caused disruption in supply chain. The similar manner, Competition Commission of India can promote, green policy. With this green policy, it can give some exemptions till the time this stabilizes. Competition Commission of India can stabilize, emphasize on more on the sustainable policies, enterprise collaboration. When these two things happen, it leads to greener innovation, and it should release the guidelines notes for sustainable green agreements, and under like this Competition Commission of 2002. In UK, one market study has been launched for electrical vehicle charging sector. So this report told basically about development of competition. It led to development of competition. It led to innovation, lower prices, and greater investment and improving quality. Similar study should be carried out by our Competition Commission of India in Indian market. In 2011, Telecom Regulatory Authority of India, in its national telecommunication policy, it improved. It brought sustainability policy, promoted environmental friendly telecom sector. It is a time that Competition Commission of India also should practice the similar practices in national competition policy in the future. Competition, see, that cannot be insulated from the sustainability. Competition and sustainability should go hand in hand. Present day climate change is growing. Combating this climate change requires, adapting. We need to adapt new culture. We need to adopt a newer culture, a newer technology that reduces the resource consumption, increases innovation through sustainable policies. So this is good. This is a good thing. And for India to reach its net zero emission, every economic sector must work towards greener measures. We want to become third largest economy in the world. At the same time, we'll be generating a lot of carbon wastage. It is a high time that we include all these things. This competition policy should include and should benefit sustainability of the markets. Next article, medieval minded. This article basically tells about Uttar Pradesh in 2011 formulated one bill, unlawful prohibition of unlawful conversion laws, and there were almost 400 plus cases were filed against individuals who were forcefully or forcefully converted, girls into another religion. Suppose say Hindu to Muslim, Islam, Islam to Hinduism, or Christianity, Hinduism. You can consider many other religions, right? So whoever converting, 400 cases were converted, but cases they again got bail. How? Only those related to individual relatives and near relatives and individual can file a complaint. Those who again suppose say I am complaining against someone, so I may not get case, I may get bail easily. To remove this, Uttar Pradesh government amended this law. So this is in this context it has become. It basically, if you see more of opinion, it basically like political opinion has been given by author. We will not, we are more concerned about the quality, not about the politics. Basically article talks about it was enacted in 2021. This prohibition of unlawful conversion of religious act 2021. So basically the law prescribes a stiff sentence and fine for those who are converting these things. Even organizations also be converted. Those who are improving all those things will be. Now law is amended. They cannot be granted bail because they should be, like it was earlier, like they should be immediate relative. Immediate relative. Now they made it that prosecutor has been given, suppose say now they will be denied bail. Those who are, like how they can be denied bail? Prosecutor who is arguing against those who are seeking bail, so he should oppose it or he should support him and provide the relevant support. And there should be reason to believe that accused is not guilty of the offense. So all these things happen means A and B and C. You have put three conditions. These three things should happen. So then only we'll get a bail. It is like Narcotics and Drugs Psychotropic Substance Act, even Prevention of Money Laundering Act. Ultimately, you will be denied bail. Such a kind of conditions. Another conversion is earlier parents or near relatives will be filing, will be like put under jail. Now those who are fraudulently converting this communal organization, even sundry busybodies, they can also be put under jail because of these things. So mostly discuss about this unlawful conversion and all, not much relevant, but you can see that it is most of the time the given by author is not, opinion given by author is not, I don't see it, it's like politically motivated statement. But anyhow, thank you very much for today's discussion.